Booyah, grant writers. Hope you are doing well. And those of you who are would-be grant writers, hope you're doing well as well. I'm so happy that you are here on today. We're gonna have a great time. Rodney Walker here. I've got some great information for you today. And I'm excited about those who have decided today to come and hang out with me, to come and join me so that you can get some of this great information that I have for you today. We're gonna have a great time. I've got some information that's designed to help you. In fact, I'm gonna be sharing with you four, not one, not two, not three, but four things that you should be doing if you really want to win that grant money, honey. And I'm going to share with you some ways to do that. And I'm going to share with you what's happening. There's so much that's happening right now in the world of grant writing. And there's so much happening just in the world of grants. Grants are moving left and right. And we're not talking about thousands of dollars. We're not even talking about millions of dollars. We're talking about billions of dollars every year moving, going to different organizations, different governmental agencies. And your agency should be getting some of that money. In fact, you should be benefiting from getting some of that grant money as well. And I want to welcome those of you that are here. Hey, Leon, thank you. And I appreciate those kind words that you're sending my way. I'm hoping that today, as a result of you hanging out with us, that you will get some great information to help you and your organization to succeed, to win. And see, my goal is to help you win, and not just win. I want to see you win big. And the way that we go about winning big is by taking the necessary steps that need to be taken in order to win big. Now, that doesn't just happen. Grant money is not going to just come your way just because of that. You, my friend, are going to have to do some things. You are going to have to get prepared to win. A championship football or basketball or any sports team or any business does not just wake up and overnight get at the top of their game. There's practice, there's regiments, there's exercise, there's preparation, there's getting the right diet. All of those things factor in to them winning big. And here's the good news. If you will prepare the same way that many others have prepared, you too can win. That means you've got to do your preparation in order to lay out everything you need in order to win. A lot of people, truthfully, aren't willing to take those steps. But I believe you are here right now because you want to take those steps. And if you'll take those steps, then you can win, and you can win big. I'm excited about that, and I believe that you will win. You know, that's why I'm here. If I didn't believe that you were going to win, I would not be doing this training right now that I'm going to be doing with you. But because I believe that you can win grants, I'm going to be sharing some information with you on how to do that. I'm going to share with you how to win that grant money, honey. And that's what this is all about. I'm going to be sharing with you some secrets, some things that I did to navigate the waters to getting funded. And if you want to get funded, I'm going to be sharing with you some ways to do that. I want you to prepare and get right now some of your questions ready, because pretty soon I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you may have, and hopefully providing you with some insight that can unlock some grant money for you and your organization. You know, I just recently got back, had a great time over in Alaska, and I've got a letter that came in today. I want to share that letter with you. That letter actually came in from my friend George over in Alaska, and we just had such a great time. I'm going to share with you some of those wonderful people that I got a chance to meet over in Alaska. Here's that gang. Isn't that a lovely looking group of people? They and we had a great time because we had 2 days of grant learning and training that took place. And they, as you see there, received their grant certificates for those 2 days of learning about the best ways to go about getting funded. And we helped them to become what I call grant heroes. And we just had a great time. But I just received a letter that came in from George. And George sent me this letter. And I want to say thank you, George. George said, thank you for the positive and outstanding instruction on grant writing and research. I recommend this for the people of my region of Alaska. George, thank you. And you see George there. George is right there, the one on the, not the one all the way at the end with his hand up, but the one right next to that. That's George. And I want to say thank you to him and all the others that were there. You know, we had a great time and having a great time. He got his certificate. There's his certificate right there over from University of Alaska, where we did this 2-day training. And we've got trainings coming up in your area. But, you know, I was so happy, had a good time. And then I got a chance to sit back and chill like a villain. Yes, I was chilling like a villain. And it was just a wonderful experience over at the University of Alaska. I want to thank all the wonderful, kind people out there for just making that a wonderful time. And we are looking forward to continuously helping those that come to our trainings. You know, we have 2-day grant trainings. These 2-day grant trainings are nationwide. And these are trainings that are designed to help you to win. And so not only do we help you win here, but if you come to some of those live events, we're able to spend more in-depth time to help you, your team, learn how to position themselves to get the funding. Because again, if you're going to get the most funding, there are things that have to happen. And there are too many things for me to be able to share just right now, because I only have a limited amount of time to hang out with you right now. But if you will come, we give you those skills so that you can win. And the beautiful thing is, once you come to one of those trainings, we don't dump you. It's not the end of the game. We are in it so that you can win it. Did I just rhyme? I think I did. And so here's the thing. I want you to learn more about this, because once you've gone through our training, you get an opportunity to become a member of our Grant Writers Association. And this is an association where we come and help you thrive, help you win. That's what this is all about, helping you to win. Like we've helped so many other people to win. And the beautiful thing is, a lot of times you don't think that you can win, but I'm here to tell you that you can win, and that winning happens step by step. Just like it happened with some of these individuals that you see here, like Laura, who came to the training. We helped her to raise $57,000 in less than a year for her school, the school that she was working for. And we've helped so many others get confidence, get over the intimidation factor of being intimidated. We literally take the teeth out of the fear of grant writing, because we start showing you step by step. And we believe that if we've helped these other people to do it, why not you? Like literally, and that's a good question to be considered. Why not you? Some of you have been wanting to write grants for years. I mean, years. And I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to that have been wanting to write grants for 1, 2, 3. And oftentimes, I kid you not, this number for some reason is one of those numbers, but 5 years. I've had people who've been wanting to write grants for 5 years or more. And I'm like, okay, great. What's stopping you from doing that? What's stopping you? And often the only thing that's stopping them is that which they see in the mirror every day. Yes, themselves. It's YOU. And I'm here to say today, if you can go to work on you and say, hey, what do I need to do to win this grant money, honey? I'll share that with you, what you need to do. But you've got to do about 4 things. And I'm going to be sharing with you 4 things that you can do right now to start positioning yourself to win, and to win big. Now, let me share with you, before I share with you those 4 things, let me just give you some information that I think will be very helpful for you to at least be aware of. We've got trainings that are coming up in some areas. And I think if you are leaning towards coming to some of these trainings, here's some of the places that we're going. I just want you to know about it. My team and I are going to Milwaukee, Boston, Denver. We've got Detroit slated, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Omaha, New York, Chicago, and many more. If you don't see your city area listed here, just go over to grantcentralusa.com and look at the different cities. As soon as you come on that homepage, it's going to be there to share with you, hey, where we're going. And if you'd like to be a part, I'm going to encourage you to plan right now to look at those dates, see which one makes the most sense. Now, I don't go to every city. I get a chance to go to a number of cities, but I don't go to every single city. But those times that I do go, we have a great time. And when I'm not there, I have a great team that's also there to help you. But we've got a training coming up over in Hawaii real soon. And I want you to be aware of this training because this training is one of the ones that's helped so many other people. And I believe that it is also going to help you. Yes, as you see these other people and they come in, they get a chance to hang out and then become wonderful members of our Grant Writers Association, where we help them to continuously win. In fact, I want to say this on this up and coming Friday. What are we doing? Yes, we're going to be hanging out again with the team. And those that we call the team, those who've come in that we've been able to help to learn this valuable skill. And we're going to be helping you to learn this valuable skill. And the way we do that is by training you for those 2 days. But after we train you for those 2 days, we don't stop there. Okay. Again, because there's so many nuances of grant writing, so many different things that you've got to learn. And we're well aware there's only so much that we can share with you in those 2 days. Now we give you the bread and the butter, all the meat and potatoes, all the things that you really need to succeed at that training. But we also realize that there's so much more that you're going to continuously need. And so what we do is we have resources waiting for you. So once you've gone through that training, my friend Dean, you become a member of the Grant Writers Association. After you become a member of that Grant Writers Association, like I shared with you earlier, once a month, we hang out. Yes, once a month. In fact, let me say this, just so you know, once a month, we help you because we have already slated for the year trainings once a month where you get that free membership for 1 year, absolutely on us as an additional bonus to help you to continuously grow. There's a whole lot of other things that we also add, but I don't want to go into that right now. I want to share with you right now the 4 things that you need to do right now in order to win that grant money, hope money. And if you have your pen handy, I want you to grab your pen because I'm going to share with you those 4 things that you need to do. Now, I've got some other people that have just popped in, and if you haven't, do me a favor, let me know who you are, where you're coming from. I'd love to welcome you to the living room. Yes, this is the living room. I call it the living room because it's the grant money living room where you can come in and learn about these grants and how to secure them so that you can win that grant money. Now, if that's what you want to do, please let me know because I want to answer your questions while I have time, while you have me here to try to address some of those questions. Now, let's take a look at those 4 things that you need to do in order to win the maximum amount of grant money. Like I said earlier, grant money is not going to just pursue you. You've got to pursue it. So here is the quick, easy to remember acronym for what you need to do in order to win the most grant money. It's all in the acronym of the word plan, PLAN, which that first one is P. You have got to prepare, okay? You got to have a plan, and a part of that plan requires you to prepare. Now, what are you preparing for? I'll tell you. You're preparing to win. Okay, so just write that down, and I want you just to record that. I got all the way, Kenya, thank you for joining me all the way from Baltimore. Thank you, I really appreciate you hanging out with me on this evening. So we've got the first thing we said, you've got to have a plan, and the first P is preparation. Now, what are you preparing for? I want you to guess. What do you guess? If you were guessing Kenya, if you were guessing Leon, what are you preparing for? Can you guess what that might be? What are you preparing for? We said we're preparing to win. We know that we're going after grants, but what are some of the other things that we're preparing for? If you were just taking a wild guess. Those of you that are there watching this video right now, what do you guess? Maybe write it down. What do you think it is? There are a lot of things to make preparation for, and you've got to think through some of those things in order for you to win. Hey, Chainsaw, thank you for hanging out with me over there all the way in Utah. Is it cold up there today? Okay, I hope you're keeping warm. But I want you to be guessing right now. What do you think it is right now that you've got to prepare for? If you're going to win grant money, what are some of those things that you've got to prepare for? Can you guess? I'll tell you. I'll tell you some of the things you got to prepare for. You've got to prepare for the opportunities. That's one thing you got to prepare for. There are several things you got to prepare for. I'm just going to tell you a few of them. You got to prepare for the opportunities. What do you mean by the opportunities? The opportunities right now that you are unaware of. That's what you got to prepare for. There are opportunities right now all around you that you don't know about because you haven't prepared up until this point. And once you start preparing and knowing what to do, then you will be able to potentially take advantage of the opportunities. But right now, those opportunities, right now, you're blind to them. You are blind to them. And until we help to take those blinders off of you so that you can see what opportunities exist, you won't get the most funding that you and your agency can secure. But if you'll take the time to start preparing, yes, you will be able to overcome those obstacles. There are obstacles right now that you may not even be aware of. In fact, let me tell you this. When I was first starting out, I wrote my very first grant proposal and I was completely blind, unaware, uninformed, unlettered in what I needed to do to secure the opportunities. There were also mistakes that I was making unaware of them being mistakes because I didn't know what I didn't know, which brings us to the next thing that we've got to do. That's a part of this whole thing called a plan. We got to prepare. Next, L, we got to learn. Yes, we've got to learn. So if you think grant money is just going to float out of thin air and just come your way and just all of a sudden here's grant money, oh, you're all happy like you on The Price is Right, like you didn't just won on Let's Make a Deal or something like that. No, it doesn't work that way. So you got to prepare, you got to learn. Now, what do you got to learn? There are a number of things you have to learn. It depends on how you're trying to secure the money. But in this case, a lot of people who are watching this channel, a lot of you are here because you want to learn how to do grant writing. So in this case, you got to prepare to know the details, the intricacies of what you need to do in order to prepare an effective proposal. Now, let me say this. There has never been a better time to be a grant writer than now. And I'm not just talking, I'm sharing with you, there's never been a time in the history of humanity that has been the ideal time to be a grant writer. And let me tell you just a few reasons why I'm saying that. One, because with the way the world is set up now, you can be a grant writer and you can do grant writing for organizations all across the world. It used to be where a lot of people wanted their grant writers to be in-house. They wanted somebody to come into the office to write a grant. And a lot of things connected with grants these days, you don't have to be at a physical location. You can literally work and do this role from anywhere that you have access to a computer and the internet. That hasn't always been that way. You used to have to go to certain places just to get the key information that you needed. You had to physically go there. But now, with so much data being on clouds and being on the internet and being virtual, you can do this role at a very high level from anywhere. And I want to welcome Deborah. Deborah, thank you for hanging out with me over in Arizona. What part of Arizona, by the way? What part of Arizona? I have a lot of friends out that way, and I'm glad that you decided to come and hang out with me. So this role, though, as a grant writer can be done anywhere. The other reason why this is just an exceptional time to be a grant professional is that this role also is now aided by the use of AI, artificial intelligence. So there's ways of being able to incorporate this, even if you're not a really, really skilled writer, with the help of artificial intelligence, you're able to crank out proposals much quicker and better. And it also helps in the process of doing some research for you, fact gathering. So just those two reasons alone are just a few reasons why I think this is an exceptional time to be doing grant writing over in Glendale. Very nice, very nice. Glendale, Arizona. How are things out in Glendale? I hope Glendale and the heat. I know I'm in California, so we've been getting a lot of heat out here in California. And I know all across the United States, a lot of heat waves have been going on. So I'm hoping that you are staying cool over in Glendale. Thank you again for joining me, Deborah. I see my friend Bethany all the way in Flint. Thank you for hanging out with me, Bethany. Bethany, hopefully be doing some training out that way in the Detroit area and get a chance to help some people that way. So again, this is an exceptional time to be a grant professional because you can work with people all over and you can help them to get the skill. Now, here's something that's really important to know. I said you've got to prepare. First, we said you got to have a plan, but you got to prepare. And after you prepare, you've got to learn. Now, you've got to learn the details, intricacies of grant writing. But there's so many other things that's connected with grant writing. There's the research, there's the relationship, there is connecting with people and being able to help them because you've got to learn how to navigate the relationships with the funder. Oh my God, did you just say 116? Oh, Deborah, let me get you a cup of water, Deborah. Hold on. Deborah, here's a cup of water for you. Listen, get some ice cubes or something. 116? Are you kidding me? Okay, stay cool out there, okay? I'm hoping that you stay cool. So again, we've got to prepare because we got these relationships. There's relationships with funders, and you've got to be able to know how to converse with them. Yes, talk to them. And a lot of people think that grant writing is just writing. That's why, again, we're saying, no, it's much more than that. And on this Friday, not next Friday, this Friday, those that are a member of our Grant Writers Association, we're going to be talking about storytelling. We're going to be sharing information about storytelling. There's storytelling aspects in the whole grant writing equation, and we've got to be able to do that. Yes, Leon, she's hot. I know she's hot. She's burned up. It's 16, but she's cool because she's gonna be able to stay inside, and that's what she's gonna do. And we're going, yes, a gallon of water. Okay, we'll send a gallon of water over there to help you out because we don't want you burning up out there at all. So here's the thing, guys. We've got to learn. We got to grow. We got to get the skill, and then take the skill and work the skill, which brings us to the next letter in this whole plan. We've got preparation, got a plan, P, preparation. We got L, we got to learn. And there's a lot more that you got to learn. That's why, again, we have these ongoing classes. There are 25 things that you need to be learning even when you just take a regular grant writing class. Just 25. I got 25 that I could just point out to you that you need to learn. In fact, maybe before we get a chance to get out of here, I can share some of those with you. If I don't, just know that you can go over to Grant Center USA and you can check it out yourself, those 25 things. As I shared with you earlier, we're going to these cities and you want to be a part of that. And if you go to grantcentralusa.com, you can see those 25 things that I'm talking about that you need to know about in order to win and just to learn this whole grant thing. But I want to let you know there are a number of things that are really, really important that's going to be helpful for you to be able to start winning. And I want to share with you some of those things so that you can hopefully get a chance to be a part of those things as well. But it brings us to the next thing. We said P, preparation, L, learn, A is the next one. Can you guess what that A is? In order to win the most grant money, honey, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Somebody guess. Give me a guess. I got some people over here give me some good answers. We didn't already put the fire out over there. We didn't cool Deborah off. But give me, what do you think this A is? This A. I've already said P. I've already said L. I already said A. What do you think? I said A, but I didn't give you the answer yet. What do you think it is? If you were guessing, take a wild guess and let me see some answers over here. I'm saying you got to have a plan. I'm saying you got to have a plan, but what do you think that A is, the acronym in plan? Take a guess, somebody. Not all at once. What do you think? I'm waiting. Deborah, what's your guess over there? Liam, what's your guess? Bethany, what's your guess? Give me a guess around there. And the people that are invisible right now, give me a guess. All right. Those that are playing hide and go seek in my living room, give me a guess. What do you think that A is? No guess? Okay. Somebody was just getting ready to win. I guess you don't want to win the prize. I'm going to have to give you what this A is. The A, if you're going to win this grant money, I like what you said, Kenya. That's a good guess. Very close, very close. You got to apply. And yes, Deborah said access. That's another good guess. Another good guess. Not the answer that I have, but both of those are good guesses. They begin with the letter A, of course, and both of them are applicable. But the one that I have for today was you've got to take action. Yes, if you do not get up off of your you know what and take action, my friend, you're not going to get grant funding. You're not going to get grant funding. So you've got to take action. Yes, Bethany, yes, you got to take action. And if we will take action, the right course of action, we can get to where we're trying to go to. Now, here's the problem. The challenge is a lot of people wish and won't. They won't and wish. They don't take action to move forward on that which they want. So then I call it a wish, because they're wishing and wanting something to happen that will not happen. Because what has to happen in order to win and to win big, you've got to take action, which means that you've got to put some feet and some legs into the game. You've got to put some brain power. You've got to put some effort into what you want in order to win. No effort, you will not win. But with effort, you will be able to win. Yes, Bethany did good. She got the answer on that one. And when we take the preparation, we take the learning, we mix that learning by taking action. We don't want the book just to be on top of our head. We got to take the necessary action. Applying for grants, as Leon made mention, accessing, finding those opportunities, as Deborah made mention, doing those practical things. When we do those practical things, magic begins to happen, my friend. Magic begins to happen. And you can make your own magic. And that's a beautiful thing. So some people say, well, that's going to take too much time for me to go and learn. Well, guess what? That time is going to pass anyway. So what happens when you say, no, I'm going to go ahead and invest in myself to get the knowledge that I need so that I can win? A lot of people would rather invest in watching television. Listen to me well. They would rather invest in something that does not benefit them. And what I'm encouraging you to do in this hot, scorching weather this summer, to make an investment into the most important place that you can make an investment into, and that is you, yourself, your knowledge. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I never forget when I took my very first grant writing class. And I thought that money was expensive. I said, wow, this is expensive. But I wanted that information so bad. And if I had known how much that one training that I went to was going to change my life, trust me, I would have ran into that class and paid 7 times the amount, 10 times the amount that I paid, because I had no clue that it was going to do for me what it's done, helping to raise millions of dollars for countless organizations and changing people's lives, because they're getting this information and going back to their communities and helping their communities. In fact, let me just share with you, we had one young lady that came to our training in Alaska. I just want to share with you what she had to say. She had some very, she's this young lady, PTA president, and she had these words to say. Let me just share with you a little bit what she had to say and let you hear firsthand from her. And I believe it'll help you because, again, I think a part of it is good for us to just hear what's happening with other people as they are winning. Okay. Because here's the thing. Let me say this. If you can see and learn and see, okay, great. Hey, what are other people doing that's winning? And ask yourself, okay, great. What do I need to do myself in order to win? Great things begin to happen, my friend. So let me do that. Let's play this real quickly and let's see what we can learn and hear from this person who decided to take action.
My name is Hina Kalugan. I am the president of the newly established Vosensenka PTA in Vosensenka Village.
Let me
That's on
rewind
the
that
Kenai
back to you.
Peninsula. My name is Hina Kalugan. I am the president of the newly established Vosensenka PTA in Vosensenka Village. That's on the Kenai Peninsula. We are here at Rodney Walker's class for grant writing. It's a great opportunity, and it's something that I really pushed forward within our community that we needed to have people go. I reached out to our Vosensenka Council and I told them we need to have a team, we need to expand our research and to be able to work together and not feel so overwhelmed. So we ended up being able to go with them. They ended up funding us, which was a great opportunity. And we are making strides within our community to make things happen and to get grants and to really, truly make this happen. So we're very excited to be here.
Awesome. What did you like best about the event?
So far, the amount of information, it's things that are such nuanced details that you don't really think about. The fact that there's a human connection, the fact that research what you are going for. It's something that is so big and so tiny at the same time that it showed such a light to it, and we really value that information right now.
Great. And what would you say if other organizations were on the fence thinking about coming to this training? What would you say to them?
You will never regret it. It's something that if you're on the fence, that means that you need to dive in. You just need to go forward, move towards this goal, because you will never regret education or information that's provided. I've never met somebody that regrets a class that they've took, and this is one of those classes that you need to take in order for you to make strides within your corporation or organization.
Well, it's great getting a chance to see and help people like those who are doing things on the front line. And I'm excited because I feel like now I'm a part of the PTA, getting a chance to help the PTA. And when you learn, you too, my friend, can be able to help other organizations to win. And because you're helping them to win, you win. Because now you can also monetize this knowledge for yourself, either as a freelance grant writer or as a business. Some of you want to go and work for an organization. You can get compensated doing that as well. And here's the thing. A lot of people think that this has to take a long time. I'm here to let you know, let me show you. Here's some of the people that we've had a chance to work. I never will forget, Kelsey Pringer came to a training in Dallas that we did. And she learned this grant writing thing. In fact, I got some videos with her talking about it. But she took the grant writing class at this, as she said here, before she had started her new job. And we helped her. And within 90 days, she helped to secure over $25,000 for her organization. And she's not the only one. I'm just saying there's so many others that are like her. And my friend, things can happen for you. Here was another person, Debbie. She ended up training her team. They end up getting funding. Okay, they got funding. And we help them to be able to win. The same can happen for you. And never forget Nikki. We helped Nikki to get $2.5 million. She actually got $4 million in her first year over at the YWCA. She was in grant management, but she came along and we were able to help her to take her writing to new levels. So my theme is this, my friend. If these people have done it, I get back to the same point that I gave you earlier. Why not you? Why not you? I believe, Tina, why not you over in Central Florida? Thank you for coming to hang out with me. But Tina, I believe that you can do it as well. And I know you can. And I never forget when these students come to our class, they come and at first you could see it in their faces. There's fear, F-E-A-R. And what's that word? What's the acronym? That's our acronym. Does anybody remember that acronym, fear? If you remember that acronym, do me a favor and just write it down in that corner. Write it in that corner. Some of you guys know what that acronym is. And if you don't know what the acronym is, your friend Google will help you. You know what Google will help you. Just put acronym for fear and see what pops up. And because I want to show you, and I want to. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Somebody do it. Bethany, are you still around? Google that for me. Somebody Google that around there. Deborah, Leon, Tina. Somebody Google and find out what it means. It's an acronym for fear, and I want you to put it right there in that chat because I want everybody to see this is what we help to extinguish when you come to the training. Does anybody have it? Was anybody ever able to get it? Let me just go ahead and write it since nobody's. Let's see. Did you? Okay, I see Deborah. I got a comment from Deborah, but right at this, Deborah, I'll get right to that question you have, but let's do this. Can anybody find it and beat me to the punch? That fear stands for false. Anybody else get it? I'm going to put it here. Here it is, so you can see it. That's what it means. Can you see that? Go ahead and pull it up, somebody, so you can see exactly what I mean when I say this whole thing about fear. Here's what it means. It's false evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. It's not real. And if fear is right here, bam, I want to give fear a black eye right now over here, making things seem like they're real. And that's what keeps so many people stagnant, because they feel as if fear is that which is going to keep them paralyzed. And I don't want you to be paralyzed doing what you're supposed to be doing. You got big things that you want to do. And some of those big things that you want to do are noteworthy. For instance, looking at Deborah, she says right now, I have 3 women home and I find them in the street and women's home, and can I find them in the street and homeless shelters. I just do this on my own. Do I need a 501c3 to get grants? Great question that you have there, Deborah. Let me answer that question. There are a few things. You have 3 women's home. Okay, so in regards to a women's home, there are a couple of things that I want to say about this. When you're going after grant funding, you do not, and I'm going to repeat this again, you do not have to have a 501c3 nonprofit organization to get grant funding. Now, your organization is more likely to receive grant funding if you have an established 501c3. However, you do not absolutely have to have your own 501c3 in order to take advantage of grant funding. So what I mean by this is the following. There's this thing called fiscal sponsors or fiscal sponsorship. That's where an organization that has a 501c3 is willing to sponsor you and your program. So your program is not an organization. You may have a program that has these 3 homes, and you may partner with an existing 501c3 organization that may be willing to sponsor you. So what would happen is they would receive the grant funding, and they would be the ones that would be like the stewards, the overseers of that funding. You too would have to have a memorandum of understanding, an agreement in writing to say what's going to happen once the funds came in if you were securing grant funding from an organization. And that's just to protect you. Most of these organizations are going to take an administrative fee that's going to be attached to it. And you guys would determine what that would be. That may be 5%, 3%, 7%. I don't know what that amount's going to be. You guys would have to determine that, but they would charge that to oversee the grant project. So you could literally write a grant proposal to a funder, and it would be going from this organization that you've got this agreement with, once funding came through, they would disperse it to you as you guys have stated in your memorandum of understanding. Now, that's one way. So that way keeps you from having to start an organization all the way from scratch and allows you to be able to do just that specific program without having to have a board of directors, without having to have board meetings, all those things. You just got to find an organization that's going to be willing to do that for you. The other way is if you just start a nonprofit organization and do it on your own. But again, all this stuff takes time. It takes time, and most funders don't like giving funding to brand spanking new organizations because they want to, and they're looking at this as an investment. They're investing their money and they want to invest in something that they know is going to be around for a while. So hope that helps to kind of bring a little more clarity to that question for you, Deborah, and hope that the good work that you're doing to help the women with those homes, that continues to succeed. Other questions that you may have, guys, feel free to drop it in here. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to explain to you one more important thing. We've got that N. We've got the P, which is preparation. That's part of this plan. We've got the L, which is the learning, which is a part of that plan. Again, I told you, you want to learn, but you want to continuously learn. It's not like you learn, oh, I've learned enough and you just stop. No, you need to continuously learn. That's why we have the association designed to continuously work with you month in and month out. Now, another thing that's going to be worth noting is you've got to take action, as we said, and then we got to get to that N. I'm going to tell you what that N stands for. Now, I got Deborah saying, great, anyone out there like to sponsor a home? All right, you know that you want to sponsor a home, please hit my friend up, Deborah. She may be able to have some connections where you guys may be able to do some things together. And hey, Mayo, thank you for hanging out with us on today. Mayo, where are you located? Let us know where you're coming from out there today. And you have a need. I need a box truck. Is there a grant for that kind of stuff? Great question in terms of box truck. Now, what do you mean by box truck? You're trying to get a truck to do transportation as a business? Are you trying to do this? Help me understand a little bit more. Give me a little bit more clarity so I can try to address your question, okay? So there are a lot of things that grants are used for. A lot of things that grants are used for. But I want to share with you one important fact about grants that's oftentimes overlooked. And that's the fact that grant money is not free money. Because oftentimes people mistakenly think that grant money is free money. Money for you to just go wild, okay? For you to just go do whatever you want to do. And grant money is not that kind of money, honey, okay? Grant money is money that you use and the funder is wanting something. They're looking for something, okay? They are looking for something. So I see that Mayo's over in Maryland. All right, how are things in Maryland? Hopefully you're staying cool out that way. So grant money is not free money. Free for you to just go wild and do whatever you want to do. Free money for you to just go on vacation. It's like, oh, I got this grant money. Now let me just use this for vacation and hang out. No, it's not that kind of money. So we need to use and understand what this grant money is for and how it is likely to be allocated, okay? Now, Maya says funding for a box truck to subcontract for UPS or the US Mail. Okay, great. So you're wanting to do this, Mayo, it sounds like as a business. And I want to share with you some information about grants as it relates to business. Now, is there grant money for business? The long and short of it is yes. Okay. However, there's some caveats that I want to give you so that you just know the real deal about this grant money. There is grant money for businesses. However, most of the funding is for 501c3, charitable nonprofit organizations, and governmental entities. Now, as I said earlier, do some organizations that are for-profit businesses get grants? Yes, there are. We had more of those that was receiving that kind of funding, especially during the time when COVID was very prominent. Many dollars were given to businesses to help keep the economy going, to stimulate it. Okay. Now that part is being more resolved, and that traumatic experience that we had in terms of the pandemic has waned down, there's less funding going for-profit businesses. There are more fundings going in other areas because the economy is being stimulated, but less funding for things such as truck or for a part of your business. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not some funding out there and some nooks and some crannies that are giving funding to help support businesses, but nowhere near what it was like at the height of COVID. So here's my thing, that if you're looking for grant funding, I think funding for like a truck and for those other business pieces, you're probably gonna have to go to some other areas. But there are also, if you check, and if you're looking for business loans, we've got a couple of people here. I know Bethany does a lot of grant writing in that area for businesses. Their grants are at the Small Business Administration. Sometimes those grants are more educational and learning, getting information. Also, sometimes they're specific to regions and locations where they're trying to stimulate the economy in some of those areas. So there are a variety of ways. So there's no yes, no answer here. But again, this is where your investigation begins to become very important. But just know, most of those grants are going toward nonprofit 501c3 governmental entities, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that there's sometimes you can't even partner with them, because for-profits do partner with governmental agencies and nonprofit organizations as well, okay? Hope that answers your question, Mayo, and hope that you do well in your trucking endeavors. So you've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about this, yes. And there are a lot of videos about that. Here's the thing that we've got to be cautious of, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you the best information that I have on grants to my knowledge. And we've been able to help a lot of people to get a lot of funding in terms of grants. So you've got to be careful sometimes when you see information on the web, when you see YouTube videos. And the magic question that you want to ask yourself is, how do you know? Okay, when somebody says something, you want to always ask, how do you know? Okay, simple question, powerful question, but a real practical question. How do you know? And look for proof. I like to provide proof when we do things and we say things. I like to show you, and I'm going to encourage you, when people say that they've gotten funding in grants in different areas. Okay, great. How do you know? Let me see. Let me see. That's my next thing. Let me see. Okay, where'd you get that from? Great. Let me check with that agency to see what they're giving funding for. Now, real quickly, I'll just share with you real quickly. If you're looking for government grants, it's a real quick place you can go look. Okay, grants.gov, grants.gov. Go take a look at it. And if you'll go over to grants.gov, you can see the opportunities that exist for you in the area of grants. Okay, they're there. All those government grants that are federal grants, right over there. And you can see and read. So when somebody says that they're getting funding, grant funding for trucking or any other things, great. Just ask them, hey, what's the source? Where's the funding source for that? So that you can go look it up and you can go see. Now, there's this other thing I'm gonna share with you real quickly that can be of help. USA spending.gov. Okay. If you'll go over to usspending.gov, all the spending from all the government grants and contract right over there. You can see how much money is going to this state, how much money is going to this, how much money is going to that. All of those things are there to help you know where your tax dollars, my tax dollars, are going as it relates to grants and contracts. It's a very powerful system. So you may want to check that out. It shows the different organizations, states, cities, universities that this funding is going to. Again, back to my point, and I'm going to get to that end. I'm going to get to that end. I promise you that end. I tell you about the P, I tell you about the L, I tell you about the A. I'm going to tell you about this end in just 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you about it, okay? Let me get me a sip of water here, okay? I'm going to tell you about that end. So all I'm saying right now is that if you're going to get this grant funding, Maya, Deborah, and Leon, and Bethany, and the rest of you that are hanging out, those of you that are invisible, hanging out in my living room, invisible, not letting you know that you're in the living room. That's okay. You can be the invisible man. It's okay. Or invisible woman, okay? So here's the thing. If we're going to get this funding, we got to do those things, prepare, learn, and take action. But this end leads us to the next part of the equation. And this is what we're talking about as it relates to grants, because you've been telling me about different things you're trying to get grant funding for. If you're going to win the most, you got to learn how to end. You got to learn how to navigate the landscape. Did I just rhyme again? I think I did. Okay. You got to learn how to navigate the landscape. Okay. Now, there is a landscape to this whole grant thing. And there's grant funding, but you gotta unearth the opportunities. Now, Bethany, are you still around? Bethany, let me know if you're still around here, because I want to try something. I want to try something, and maybe if you're still around, we may try something. Bethany, let me know if you're there, and those others that are here. It's important for us to be able to see some of this, and I like having other people to be able to, yes, I'm rhyming over there. I'm rhyming. Okay. We got to be able to learn. And again, I'm trying to create a space for you to be able to get some of your specific questions answered. I know some of you we haven't maybe come to your city yet, and you're trying to get some of these answers. I'm going to be trying to make it my business to come and hang out with you a little bit more here. But again, even if we're not coming to your city, just know we are coming to your city, because every month we have an in-person training at different locations, but every month we also have, once a month, a live online version of our training. So regardless of what city you're in, we're coming to you. Now, let's see what we have over here. Amina says, I'm interested in becoming a freelance grant writer and was wondering if anyone is willing to give me their contact information for networking, maybe LinkedIn. Okay, guys, you have her here. You can feel free to reach out. She's in the chat. If that's you, feel free to reach out and connect and be able to possibly help this person get to the next level. Now, did I see that you're here? Bethany, you are here. Hey, Bethany. Now, Bethany, I know you've been doing a lot of things in the business grant writing space. Amazing. Ohio in the house. Okay. We got the Ohio players up in the house around here. Okay. So that's cool. Now, Bethany, here's what we're going to do. Bethany, I'm going to drop this chat. I'm going to drop something in the chat right now. Okay. Now, you may be at a place when you can't do this. And if you're not, that's okay. Okay. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm feeling the love around here. You're gonna welcome me to Arizona, or you welcome me? Is that for I think I'm make sure I'm pronouncing this. Mina? Is that for Amina or is that for me? Either way, I'm glad that we're welcome around here. Okay, so here's the thing, Bethany. I'm dropping this into the chat. If you are able to pop in, and I do mean pop in, click that link, and I believe you should be able to pop in right here. Now, if you're not Bethany, don't be popping in, because I told this for Bethany, okay? You pop in, I'm gonna pop you out. Pop, just popping in over here around me, okay? So Bethany, I just dropped the link, and here's that link. See if you can grab that link that I just put in the chat. And if you are able to, if you're not, just let me know. Right. Hey, right. Cut it out. Because I can't join you right now. But if you can, there's a link, and we'll get another couple of questions that you, just in case you know some that's on the horizon in terms of this business, because Mayo's trying to get some grants for business. We want to make sure that they get some information that may be helpful. And I know that some of you may be interested in learning this writing thing. And maybe you want to reach out and connect with my friend who's doing some great things in the area of business grant writings, okay? So again, there's a lot of tools, a lot of ways to be helped. Now, I know Amita was asking about networking and learning this thing. And I want to share with you, if you're interested in networking, there's other opportunities as well. We have, don't forget, that we have the Grant Writers Association designed for that purpose. In fact, this Friday, there's a whole lot of us going to be hanging out. And what are we going to be doing? We're going to be getting together so that we can hang out and learn this grant thing together and helping to empower you to get the skill that you need. Now, it looks like Bethany has just popped up over here. Bethany, let me get my friend Bethany over here. Bethany, are you ready to pop on? Hopefully you'll be able to hear and connect as well. Your microphone, let me see. Bethany, can you, hey, Bethany, can you say something? Hey, there's Bethany, guys. Bethany, are you able to hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, great. Bethany, now, we had a question that came in from, I believe it was Amia. No, it was Maya. Maya was asking that question. No, it wasn't me. No, Amia. Mia, Maya, I'm getting confused right here. But somebody was asking a question about grants for business as it relates to the trucking. And I'm not sure if you got any other new insight in regards to that. I just gave
Hi,
some
how
of
are
what
you,
I know.
everybody?
Say again.
How's everybody doing today?
Bethany saying, how y'all doing out there around there? So if you guys got some comments for Bethany, let's just put it on there because we got Bethany on the screen around here right now. And Bethany, as you do this, let me see if I can navigate a couple of things so we can maybe both be on here. So I think, let's see. There we go. Okay, there we go, Bethany. Okay, so we're back in the house around here right now. So Bethany, tell me this. What have you been hearing on the landscape as it relates to some of these businesses? And I know you've been doing some business grant writing, helping organizations, in particular with business. And again, some of you guys that are wanting somebody who's doing grant writing for business, feel free to reach out to Bethany. She's really good at this, and she may be able to help you. So you can drop your information maybe into that chat area to connect. But Bethany, what are some of the things you've been hearing?
With business grant writing or grants for businesses, they're out there. A lot of them are coming through your community chamber of commerce. There's several grants out right now. They're called Elevate grants, and they're connected to different banks that are in the area, and they're connected to your community development corporations like your housing development corporation. So there's a lot of grants coming through those entities. There's some government grants as well. If you're trying to upgrade equipment within your organization, there's some grants out there. I'm working on one right now for a food processing company through the USDA. So that's getting ready to come down for them.
Awesome.
But there are plenty of grants out there. Some of them, one is just by the NAACP. I just saw that one today. There was a $5,000 grant available for that. The Elevate grant is $20,000.
And what's that Elevate grant that you're aware of? What is it mostly for, Bethany?
That was for upgrading your business. If you need something in your business, like, you may need a website, you may need to upgrade some equipment, you may need to get some memberships to some organizations that are affiliated with your business that you need to network in. That money, that grant is for that.
Got it. So maybe then if Mayo has his business established or her business established, I'm not sure if you want to make sure I'm giving the right words here. But if they already have their business established in that and they're looking for trucking, that may be a possibility is what you're saying for them.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, let me ask you this, Bethany. If some of them want to reach out to you in particular for some of your service, or maybe to find out what can they do, where can they reach you in regards to that?
They can give me a call if you want. Area code 810-221-1450. Or you can shoot me an email at Brady, Brady, Collins, Collins, group, group, at gmail.com. You can catch me there, or you can catch me on my website, bradycollinsgroup.com as well.
Awesome, awesome. So you have a way, if you are looking for someone who does business grant writing, check out my friend Bethany. She knows her stuff, and I vouch for her. She knows her stuff. She's good people, and she'll take great care of it. Now, listen. Let me tell you right now. Hear me well. You guys out there, listen to me well on this one. Don't be going to Bethany trying to get no freebies. This ain't freebie. Okay. So hear me well. Okay. People, a lot of times when they're doing business, they want freebies, and this ain't freebie available. I want to encourage you, if you want to get grant funding and you want to secure grant funding, you got to make the investment into receiving what you want. I know I am. I'm sure she is as well. Just the free talk, we're allergic to it. You come talking free, you're gonna make me break out into hives. I'm gonna run for you, man. Get away from me right now. We got free stuff. That free stuff is those free YouTube videos and things of that nature to help you in that regard. But when you come to professionals, she's a professional. She is going to help you and help you win. And I'm here to help you win as well. But again, like that song says, I was listening to, what was that? I was listening to James Brown today. James Brown was saying, don't be no Cupid and don't be no stupid. That's what he said. And I love that little statement. He said, don't be no Cupid and don't be no stupid. Don't be bringing no Cupid stupid around here, okay? We want to see you win. And let's check it out. Check it out. And I've got a couple of comments that are here that are popping up. And Bethany, thank you for popping in and hanging out with us for those few minutes that you did. Now, let's take a look at a couple of these other comments, and then I'm going to get ready to break away in just a few. What is the method of charging clients? I've heard it so many ways. Now, there's a video that I have out there that will help you on YouTube, but you're here right now. Let me share with you right now how flat rate, hourly percentage, great questions in regards to grants. Now, first of all, you want to deal with somebody who has won grants, okay? And let me break that down for you. What I mean is, just like when you get ready to buy a car, you kick the tires. And I'm not going to say and kick my friend, but I am saying do your investigation on anybody that you're thinking about getting funding for, to make sure that they are who they say they are in terms of proof that they are able to win grant funding. The best way to see if they won grant funding is to look at what they have done in the past. And that's a great way to start looking and seeing what may be possible for you as well. The second thing that I would say is have a outright conversation with them. There's no one set way that grant professionals go about getting grant funding. Some people charge by the hour. Some charge by the project. Some have a retainer where you're paying every month for them and retaining them to do grant writing. So there's no one way. Oftentimes, I get the question, can I just pay you a percentage once I get the grant? Okay. Now, most grant professionals are not going to be working with you on those terms, because the same way you go to work, you have a job, or if you have a business, you go there, you don't say, oh, great, if I do this and if it works, then I'll pay you. You don't go to your cleaners and say, like, I'll give you an example. I went to the cleaners today. I had a spot in one of my outfits and I had to pay them whether or not that spot was completely removed or not. Unfortunately for me, the spot didn't come out. Guess what? That cleaner still wanted that money, right? Same way as it relates to grant professionals. They write that grant proposal, there are a number of different factors that go into whether or not you get funded. Okay, so we can't say, well, you didn't win the grant, so I ain't gonna pay you. You don't go to your job and say, hey, great, this month the business did make a profit, so you don't want your employer to say, well, you're not gonna get fed. Go figure out another way for you to feed your kids this week. Don't make sense, right? That makes a lot of sense. You don't want that to happen. And that same way, grant professionals, most of them, I'm going to charge you for the work that you're doing. And there are a number of different factors that go into whether or not you get funded. So we want to treat them with the respect as well that we also want. Now, my time, my friend, is running out. But before I get out of here, I just want to remind you, we are going all over the place, and we've got so many ways to help you. If you are in any of these areas, I want to encourage you, go over to grantcenterusa.com, check out the trainings that we have coming to your area soon. And you never know, I might see you real soon. We've got trainings coming up that's going to be taking place over in Hawaii. Maybe you and I get a chance to hang out in Hawaii, and I get a chance to connect with you, help you there. That's going to be taking place on August the 10th and 11th. And remember, just in case you can't join us there, maybe you can join us at one of our online events. We have online classes. These online classes, they're awesome. The same great, valuable information. Only difference is, instead of you having to get on the road and travel, we actually bring the training to your house or to your office. You can stay there, learn grant writing in your hot shoes, and sip on some coffee or some tea and learn grant writing from me and my team. We are here to help you. We want to see you learn this, and I want to see more people who right now on the fence thinking about this, or maybe right now thinking that this is beyond them. I want to see you learn how to do this, and I want to see you get the skill. And if you know that you're not at a place where you just want to outsource it, hey, I've already introduced you to one great grant writer. There's some other grant writers. Maybe you need grant writing in some other areas. Don't forget that we have a website called igrantwriters.com. igrantwriters.com. If you'll go over to igrantwriters.com, you can also see some of our other events and other trainings that we have over there. And these trainings are designed to help you to learn this grant thing quickly so that you can win big, okay? And again, it's igrantwriters.com. Go check it out. And if you become a grant writer and you want to be exposed and placed on our site, another great place for you to be able to go and to learn more about some of those opportunities. So again, we're excited. I'm excited about you. Thank you. Love you guys. And follow you more. Thank you. Thank you. If in Maryland, yes, we're absolutely positively going to Maryland. We got some dates on the calendar for that. So just go check out Grant Center USA. And again, I want to thank you guys for your time. We're excited about you getting a chance to be a part of some of the great things that we've got going on. Thank you for your time. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, this Friday, if you're part of the Grant Writers Association, we'll be talking about storytelling. I'm going to be sharing with you how to do storytelling and how to use AI. Now, if you've gotten anything from our time today, make sure that you hit that like button and remember to subscribe. And not only subscribe, tell a friend, come hang out. Let's grow together. Let's learn together. My name is Rodney Walker. It's been an honor getting a chance to hang out with you. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Remember, until we meet again, my friend, I want you to be brave. I want you to be bold. And yes, I want you to be brilliant. And